Hello and welcome to Shivyanchi. Today we are going to explore how exactly we aim to help our B2B clients using the magic of cold emailing. So the entire process of cold emailing is based on the fact that sometimes you do not want to invest in lengthy marketing funnels such as social media or running paid advertising campaigns. The only benefit that cold email provides, and which is a pretty huge benefit, is that it allows you to bypass any lengthy funnels and reach out to your target prospect directly, right in their email, right in their inboxes. uh, as rewarding as this sounds, it's quite tricky also, given the fact that all the email providing services such as Google Workspace are getting very smart at tracking people who send out messages in bulk, and who basically try to pitch out to a lot of people, right? But the entire game of cold emailing is based on the volume, the number of emails that you send out, because these are cold leads and you have and you particularly have no decent amount of idea whether they are in any need of your services or not, right? So given the fact that it is a numbers game, and also that sending out a huge number of emails also comes with a risk, we start the process by taking care of a setup and some authentication protocols that allow you to bypass any spam markings by Google Workspace or any other server, right? So the first step in this process is not using email addresses built on your main domain and instead getting a pseudo domain. For example, our main domain on which our website is built is called shivyanchi.com. So when we reach out to clients in any space, we cannot do it from email addresses that are built on shivyanchi.com. The reason being, even if we take all the necessary steps, you never know, right? There's a lot of variables involved, and suppose your emails are getting marked as spam or they are landing in the spam folder. This in the long run can hurt the reputation of your main domain, and that is the last thing that you would want. A domain on which your entire website is built, your entire digital presence is built, you would not want that one to get blacklisted, or the emails that go out from your domain to not reach your clients or to not even reach your team members, right? So to avoid that, we ask our clients to get a couple of pseudo domains. To start with, we get one domain. For example, for ourselves, we have got this domain shivyanchi.co. You can see that this one forwards to shivyanchi.com. So in case a prospect types in the domain address, the pseudo domain address, then we make sure that they are redirected to the main website, right? So once this is sorted, once we have got a new pseudo domain, we then proceed to set up three important authentication protocols here. So these are called SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. Uh, there's no need to dive into what exactly these stand for and what exact function do they serve. If you want to learn more about that, you can refer to our blog. We have all the important information there. But to summarize things, these policies, when in place, uh, give an impression that you are not a person who is looking to spam people. You are here to build genuine business relationships, and the setup and the presence of these are a good indicator of the same. So if we look right here in the DNS records for our domain, you'll see that we have a DMARC protocol right in place, and then the SPF one and a DKIM one. So these three are essentially the main ones that you need to take care of. And all this setup, we do it, it is done for you inside our services, right? So this is another key step. So once we have got a new domain, we set up these three protocols for the same. And once we have this setup, uh, the results show for all the email addresses that you get for your new domain, right? So you can build as many email addresses on your new domain, and for all of these setups would be in place. So once this is set up, also we continuously uh, revisit these to make sure that these are in place throughout the process while we are running the cold email campaign, right? So once these are in place, the next feature, which is basically the most important one, is using warm up emails. So suppose you are sending out 100 emails a day. Obviously, the number of replies that you would get is quite low as compared to the number of emails that you would send out, right? So if we keep on sending out emails from your email address, and the number of replies or the ratio of replies that you get keeps on hitting a low target, then that is a very good indicator for Google to mark your email address as well as your domain as a spam one, right? So to counter this, what we can do is we can send emails and then receive emails, pseudo emails from two or three email addresses that we have, right? But that is a lot of manual work, and we would not recommend to do so. So the automated way to do this is via using a warm up tool, which are basically made for the exact same purpose. These so all the users that are signed up on that warm up tool, the tool ensures that all these email addresses interact with each other on a continuous basis, right? So your email address will keep on sending out emails and receiving emails as per the speed which you decide. The speed you can alter according to the size of your campaign, right? So this is the first tool that we require, a warm up tool. And then we of course require an email automation software that will send out all the emails for you. So earlier what used to happen is that our clients would require to get access to both tools, right? One for the warm up and the other one for running the campaigns. But this tool called Instantly has come out, the problem has been solved because it is an email automation software which provides for the warm up feature as well, right? So if I take you to Instantly, yeah. So these are all the email accounts that we use at Shivyanshi currently inside this campaign. So as you can see, we have enabled the warm up for all of these email accounts, right? So if you see here, these are the number of warm up emails that were sent the past week, and these are the ones that landed in the inbox, right? So since none of the emails that we have sent out has landed in the spam folder, we are good to go. And you can see an indicator of the same here also. The warm up health score is at 100%, right? Uh, there are other features available here. We can uh, manipulate the speed of warm up as per our needs. We can use a custom tracking domain. This is another feature that provides an additional layer for the setup, and we all also do this for all the campaigns that we run. Yeah, this is the speed of warm up that you can alter according to the size of the campaign that you're running. So this is also DFI. We take care of all of this in the setup. So once this is done, once the warm up is done, it's time for action, and we are in a good place to begin sending out our first campaign, right? So if I give you an example of a campaign, these these are all the campaigns that we are currently running. So if I take you to one of these, yeah, so the first screen on the dashboard is the analytics part. So this provides us with all of the data that we would require to make decisions regarding how exactly the campaign is performing and to make adjustments to the same, right? So this is basically equivalent to the analytics that any other email software would provide to you. This consists of open rates and reply rates, right? This also shows you the status for all the leads. So if I click here, I can see the status for each individual lead. For example, this one has opened our email. If I click on it, yeah, so this is the first email that we sent out to them, and then they opened the email, and then two other emails went out for the same lead, right? Yes, this is basically the main part. What exactly are sequences? So the sequences at Shivyanshi are built on one prime understanding that uh, decision makers at B2B companies do not have quite much time, right? So we bypass all the hi, how are you, and all the informal stuff, and we use direct style copywriting to ensure that we are valuing the other person's time, and we are saying and we are providing as much relevant information as possible in as little words, right? So typical campaigns at Shivanshi are from 3 to 5 emails, and then we say our goodbyes to the lead, right? Because if they were interested, they would anyway have replied after 3 follow-ups. So this is basically confidential. We cannot show the entire sequence, but yeah, I told you about the style. We use direct style copywriting, and we essentially use 3 C's. So the 3 C's stand for: number one, compliment. So we start by giving compliment to the client. This ensures that they open the email because the first line is what they would basically see in their inbox. The second one is a case study, a relevant case study. This should match the offering that you have plus the niche, the industry niche of the client, right? So if you can show them that you have helped a uh, similar similar client in a similar niche, then there are more chances that the lead trusts you, right? Cold email is all about trust because this is probably the first time that they are going to hear about you. And then the third C is a proper call to action. So instead of sounding too salesy and asking them to book a demo for your software or to uh, allow you to allow you to provide a service to them, we just asked them if they would be interested in this, or would they mind if you send more info, or if you send a few times for a discovery call, right? So that is basically the third C. There are other options available inside the campaign that would help us to ensure that you get the desired results, right? So this is all that we take care of. For example, schedule. Here you can decide when exactly do you want to send out emails. So typically we send out emails from Tuesday to Thursday or Friday at max, right? And the timings are also from 9:30 to 3 p.m. because that is the suitable one. We can alter the time zone according to the prospects that you want to reach out. Apart from this, options are basically part of the setup. Here we can determine how many number of emails do we want to send per day for this particular campaign, or for any particular email address for that sake also. So this is basically it. So now that we have discussed the setup of the campaigns and the messaging, where exactly do we get these leads from, right? How exactly do we build our cold email database? So we use another tool for that. It's called Apollo. It's currently the number one tool for B2B lead generation, cold lead generation. So I'll just quickly take you to Apollo 2. Yeah, so this is how the dashboard for Apollo looks like. On the left side, you can see these are all the searches that we have built. So if I to show you an example of a search, yeah. So these are basically all the filters that I have currently applied, and these are the results based on these filters. So if we quickly go through all the filters, account headquarter location basically means where exactly is your lead located. And then a sub feature of that is the company's location, right? Number of employees determines the head count of employees for all the companies that you want to reach. So suppose your ideal customer profile is decision makers from startups, right? So you would ideally want to reach out to companies that have only 50 or 100 employees for the upper cap, right? And in comparison, if you want to reach out to well established companies, suppose you have a consulting firm, then you would want to reach out to companies that have employee headcount above 500, right? Industry and keywords, this is basically the most important one. So as you can see, the industry that I have targeted here is construction, and then these are all the company keywords. So where exactly do these keywords come from? So suppose that I only use the industry filter construction, right? So it would include all the construction companies based on other filters, right? So that would be a huge amount of data. Suppose I want to filter this out further. So I only want to reach out to construction companies that have enterprises softwares of their own who are into digital, right? So these are all the keywords that I have entered: IT, SaaS, technology, B2B, project management. So how this works is the tool searches for all the keywords that the company's website and their LinkedIn page has, right? So uh, a company is more likely to use relevant keywords for SEO purposes, right? So it utilizes the same and filters the results based on what keywords we include. And then it also provides you with the feature of you excluding some keywords, right? So suppose I do not want to reach out to companies, this might be confusing, but these are based on I was earlier we were earlier targeting two industries here, real estate also. So these were to exclude those companies. We did not want to reach out to real estate companies that were not basically B2B. They were serving customers and direct customers, right? So home sales is something that we were not looking at. So we can exclude company keywords as per our choice. Apart from this, we can even filter down based on the revenue of these companies, right? And then the funding round also. Suppose you want to only reach out to startups, then you can accordingly use these filters. So this is basically it. Apollo is currently the, as I mentioned, the currently the number one tool for generating cold leads. Uh, from here, it's on the part of our uh, lead generation team. They pick out relevant companies here based on your inputs of what exactly your target customer profile looks like. And then once we go to employees, we get a list of all the employees of this company on LinkedIn, and we can pick out relevant people from here. Obviously, those are going to be decision makers, given the fact that we help B2B companies, right? You do not want to reach out to people who lie low in the hierarchy. So this is basically it. This is how we build our searches. Let me check if there's anything important that I might have left out. Yeah. So inside instantly, this is basically where you can get more detailed analytics of all your campaigns at one place. So these are all the campaigns that I have currently active. This one is paused, this one is completed, and these are the ones that are active, right? So I get all the analytics in one place. If I want to get the analytics for all my email accounts, then that is also available here. uh, yeah, right here. Apart from this, there's a Unibox, so you do not need to juggle between all your email accounts, signing in and signing out of various inboxes, right? It basically provides you all the conversations in one place for all your email addresses and for all your campaigns, right? So from here we can easily manage what the status is for any lead, right? For example, this one is out of office, so I mark this as out of office, and once they're back, I can again mark them as lead so that the sequence continues for them, right? This one is interested, so I mark them as interested, and the campaign will pause for them, and then we can reach out to them further manually. Yeah, so this is the Unibox. Yeah. Yes, so I guess that's it. So we started off with uh, the setup. We got a new domain, and then uh, we went out to set up all the necessary email authentication protocols. Then we, with the help of Instantly, we set up warm up for all the email addresses. This should run for a decent amount of time, about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, so that because the warm up does not happen all at once, it gradually increases. So 2 weeks is an ideal time to let the warm up run, so that the email address is old enough to be used at scale, right? The recommended number of outgoing emails that we recommend to our clients is 50 emails per email address per day, right? So anything above that is an overkill or might hurt your domain address, and that is a decent enough number given the fact that you can use as many email addresses as you want, right? So yeah, one thing also that I forgot to mention, for one campaign you can use as many email addresses as you want. So if, for example, for this particular campaign, I can add as many email addresses to it, and all the email addresses will send out emails based on the sequence that we have built here, right? Yeah, so this is basically it. uh, the entire magic of cold email lies in the fact that the results are quick. It's basically more cost efficient, and uh, the targeting is in your control, right? You can reach out to the exact type of people that you want to. Yeah. So yeah, this is it, and we look forward to helping you with your outbound marketing journey. And if you have any other questions or doubts, and we would be happy to answer the same. Thank you.